Yo, what is going on everybody, and welcome back. Today we'll be discussing how to make a perfect horror villain, and we're going to be starting it off with none other than the pumpkin rabbit from the Mysterious House episode of the Walten File. Now, from the start of this episode, we get a very unsettling feeling. I explained this entire episode in its entirety, so if you want to go check that out, it will be up in the top right of my screen right now. It'll be in one of these top corners. But yeah, basically, from the very start of this video, we get an unsettling feeling. Until we meet our two characters, it's kind of a nice vibe until Ducky and Tammy finally come on screen and have a little conversation. Until we get a cutaway from that conversation to a missing kid poster of Johnny Bear. And now, if you didn't realize, if you take a good look at this photo, you can actually see the pumpkin rabbit in this missing kid photo, saying almost as if that this photo was taken by him. Not only does this mean that they have been posting the missing kid posters themselves, it also gives the viewer a sense of uneasiness. It's almost like they're kind of hinting towards what actually might happen to future characters in this episode. And that is emphasized as soon as he eventually pops up on screen. I mean, when the pumpkin rabbit pops up on screen, you just know he's a threat, because as soon as Billy the Clown and TVA, you know, Sha and Billy and all are on screen, you know, they all get like between 4 to 5 seconds of screen time when they get announced, if even that. But then when the pumpkin rabbit shows up on screen, it just holds on his face.
Oh, little children, we have plenty of candy for you.
And that just gives the viewer another sense of, you know, weirdness about this character, and it's almost Martin Walls telling us that this is the dude we should be afraid of. And another thing is, the voice of this character is absolutely insane. The voice acting work of this character is amazing, and it's just perfect. And like, look at this, like, you cannot tell me that this is not nightmare fuel.
Tell you about that. We like taking pictures of our guests every year. That way we'll never forget them.
Like, the way he has that deep, grunty voice, and you just know that he's gonna cause issues, and you know he's one that cannot be trusted. Like, he's so obviously a threat to these characters. And another thing is, this character seems to have a little bit of a teleportation aspect of him, because when eventually Ducky gets out of bed and goes missing, when Tammy gets up and goes to look for her, you can actually see him in the bedroom as soon as Tammy leaves. When Tammy interacts with Billy the Clown once, you can actually see in the door frame of the bedroom, you can see the pumpkin rabbit just chilling there looking at Tammy.
Oh. You scared me.
And next thing you know, he's gone. So it's almost like he does have this sort of paranormal aspect to him as well. But also the thing is, does he have a paranormal aspect, or is he just extremely quiet? That's the thing with him. He's so mysterious, no pun intended, but he's genuinely someone that you cannot trust and you actually don't know much about. Yes, he is this sort of new incarnation of Bon, but in my opinion, he's 10 times scarier than Bon and 10 times more mysterious. And that's the thing. You just know he's a threat from the beginning of this video because of how unnerving he actually is. You know, every scene that he is in, it's almost like it's meant to scare you or make you uneasy. And that's what I love about this episode of the Walten Files. It's almost like it shows the aspects of this character that can really, really threaten another character in the series. And that's not even mentioning what he actually does in this episode. Like, look what he does to some of these people in this episode. It's crazy. The actual creepiness of this character is ridiculous. Like, every time you see him on screen, you just know something bad may happen in the blink of an eye, and that's what's so terrifying. And the thing of what he actually does to, you know, the likes of Johnny Bear and the so many missing kids beforehand, it's just crazy, because you like, the bodies and all are so mutilated, you don't know what he's actually done. And that's what, to me, is so effective that Martin Walls has done, because the art style of Martin Walls is so, you know, undetailed but detailed at the same time, if that makes any sense. It's almost like they get a face and they mutilate it so much you don't actually know how they done it. It's almost like you gave a kid a drawing and go, color that in, you know, and they just like scribble everywhere. That's kind of what it looks like, but it works. And the way the art style is done in this episode, it really does affect the actual story, because it really gives the viewer a sense of what he actually done, and that's when the viewer gets thinking of what if he done this, or how did he do this, how did he get that result. And that's what makes it so effective, because when you develop a story and develop a character who does a certain action to, let's say, another person, and you don't really show it, you don't show the action, but you see the consequence or result, it really is put into the viewer's head, like, and then they start theorizing. That's what helped Fnaf go this long. And then for the likes of Purple Guy, when you see his actions in the games, you don't fully see them, and that's when they get fully emphasized in other projects like the Fnaf VHS series. Like, you see so many different interpretations of what he actually might have done to the kids, and that's what makes it so great, and that's what exactly what Martin Walls does with this character. Now, personally, I would 100% love to see this character again, but it's very unlikely. I don't think we'll ever get to see this character ever again in the series. It's really unfortunate, because in my opinion, he's the best character in the series, animatronic wise, and for me, he is the person in this entire series who really got my skin crawling. And by far, this is the best episode and scariest episode of the Walten Falls, in my opinion, purely because of how realistic it is. You can imagine that in real life situations, two kids get lured into a house on Halloween night to, their demise, in other words. And that's what makes it 10 times scarier to me. That is, in my opinion, how to create a perfect horror villain. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to try and make this into a series, so if you have any other horror villains that you want to see me cover and analyze, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the Mysterious House episode, or what you think of the Pumpkin Rabbit in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like down below if you did enjoy it, and if you like horror content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I upload. And have an amazing day, guys. Stay safe, and as always, peace. First shot of this episode, Tammy picks this house.
Oh, what about that one?
Now, if you ask me, that is the, worst house you can pick. It has wallpaper on the outside.